I have a Trane XL80 that keeps blowing the 5A fuse on the circuit board. Changed to a Nest thermostat 3 weeks ago and it was working fine. Blew a couple of days ago and now consistently blows when I replace the fuse. Removed the control wires and started eliminating the possible culprits. White and green wires do not blow the fuse. Red wire hooked up blows the fuse. Furnace does not have AC, gas heat only. Stumped.
That is a low voltage wire short. You have a wire shorted to ground. Are you removing the wires at the furnace or the nest? If you are removing them at the control and hook the red wire up and it blows the fuse. Check your wiring at the nest. Something is touching ground on your thermostat wires, so when you hook up the 24 positive, RED, it is shorting to ground either through the red wire or through another wire shorted to ground like the white or green. Since this was not an issue before the nest, I would check the wires at the nest very carefully.
Thanks for the reply. I will follow up when I am done with your suggestions.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, replace the fuse, hooked up only the red wire at the furnace, white and green not hooked up. Check the wires at the nest, they looked fine, hooked up the red, white, and green wires at the nest. Powered the furnace back on, blew the fuse. Replaced the fuse, completely unhooked the nest, all wires, and flipped the furnace back on, fuse blew again. Not sure where to go from here or if I am missing something simple.
Okay, got to the furnace and disconnect the thermostat wires at the furnace and see if the fuse blows.
It does not. All wires disconnected, good fuse, get a nice blinking red light on the control panel, fuse does not blow when I kick the power back on.
Okay, then hook up one wire at a time. Start with red. Does the fuse blow?
Red first at the furnace, nothing hooked up at the thermostat. Flip the power on and the fuse does not blow. Nice red blinking light on the control panel.
Okay, hook up the white, then try it. If good, hook up green. Whichever wire makes it blow, let me know.
Well. Left the red hooked up, put on white, flipped power, fuse is still good, red blink at the control panel. Then left red and white hooked up and then hooked up green, flipped power, fuse still good, red blink at the control panel. No issues so far. Next steps at the nest.
Yes, hook them up at the nest one at a time and see what happens.
Okay, I need to charge the nest unit for a few minutes to power it back up. I'll be back ASAP.
Okay, cool.
Nest is hooked up and I am not having any issues with the fuse. But, Nest says, I know you are not a Nest troubleshooter, but you may have some experience here, that the voltage requirement for the Nest is 20 to 30 volts AC range. Right now Nest is telling me it has about 4 coming from the furnace and is throwing a code, E24, that it can't detect power. I am wondering if I need to hook up a common wire to the system. This seems to be what many Nest folks have to do in order to make it all work. Definitely seems to be an issue on the Nest side of things. Any insights are appreciated. You have been great so far.
Yes, you need a C wire to run the nest or you have to recharge them often. Odd you are not blowing a fuse. But heck, that is good. See if you have an extra unused wire in your thermostat wiring bundle. You need to hook that up to the common side of the low voltage transformer in the unit. That is the C wire you would need. Basically you have the 24 volt hot, which is the red wire, but you do not have the neutral wire. The C wire.
I do have a blue wire at the control unit on the furnace, but it does not come out of the wall at the thermostat location. Very odd, but this wire was originally hooked up to the Y terminal at the furnace control unit. I'm guessing this needs to go to the C terminal at the Nest module.
The Y at the furnace is for AC. So if they were using blue for Y, that is for the AC unit. You need another wire to the Nest that is not used for anything.
Okay. We don't have an AC unit on this particular furnace in the house. Is it then possible to use the blue wire, the C wire, and label it accordingly, so I remember what I did later? If so, I know it would lead to the C terminal on the Nest module, but where would I hook it at the furnace control unit?
You should have a C terminal at the furnace control. If not, can you snap a pic of the wiring diagram on the furnace and upload it here? If so, I can tell you right away, or look at the wiring diagram, locate the low voltage transformer on it. You will see the negative wire out of the transformer going to the board. You can connect the C wire right there. Sorry, the pic won't upload correctly. Looks like it would be the BC terminal, literally labeled BC, on the Trane unit. Please verify. Also, I no longer have the jumper from the W1 to W2 terminal. Is this an issue and something I should reinstall? When all is said and done, the pic won't upload correctly. Edit, looks like the pic came through. Yes, use the BC for your C connection. The jumper from W1 to W2 is only for emergency heat. If you have it, the jumper would give you emergency heat with regular heat. If they had it jumpered before, then you may want to leave it. It may not even be used if you do not have emergency heat. Like a heat pump.
Great, thank you, I can take it from here. You were very helpful. I do believe I have an emergency heat pump down there, but we'll have to verify. We just bought the house, so I'm still getting all this stuff figured out. Thanks again.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert, now visit justanswer.com/YTHI.